what's up, YouTube? This is your host with the most, King G on the house. Before I go any further, tonight is a presidential debate. But before I get into the presidential debate, I want to talk to you a little bit about Breonna Taylor and Amaya Braxton. Amaya Braxton was a 7-year-old girl that in 2016 was killed by a driver by the name of Karen Carpenter in Mississippi. No charges were brought against her. No indictment, no grand jury twice, said nothing. They said they had no evidence, but that's another story. That's another story. Go into my channel, look into Amaya, and you will see, and you can Google her up. And I want to do her story with Braxton's Tyler's story, because I want to. There's two tragic deaths in that, but there's something meaningful in both of them. All right, but so with that said, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Smash that like button and hit that bell, that notification bell, and it will notify you when I King G upload a video. So as you well know, tonight is the debate at 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. It's on ABC, CBS, Fox, and blah 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 blah. You know, there's gonna be no handshakes. I think the crowds are gonna be few. Trump's family, his kids are gonna be there. Blah 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 blah. Okay, so today they won't touch healthcare issues. They won't touch immigration. The president of the debate has 3 debates, and each one has different topics, that they touch. So those won't be touched today. So do expect. This is what I expect from Donald Trump. A little tantrum. I expect him his little snobby attitude, and nothing that he's going to say, because he's not going to have his teleprompter to talk. He's not going to have cars to talk. He's not going to have no one tell him what to say. And when Donald Trump speaks for himself, he usually says idiotic things. For anyone who appreciates the English language, who appreciates the art of speaking English, the linguistic that comes out of us, you would understand what I'm talking about. That his English is remedial at best. Okay, so. You don't expect no eloquent speaking about him. Don't expect an etiquette speech on Donald Trump. Expect him to say the moronic things that he says, the idiotic things that he says that comes out of his mouth, and stuff like that. Don't expect nothing concrete. Just the same with the 2016 election, he did the same thing. He never said anything meaningful, and he just talked. And a lot of people who don't have the mentality, don't have the brain to decipher what he says, because if you look at when Donald Trump speaks, he speaks like if he was a 10-year-old or a 12-year-old. Like I said, he doesn't speak like someone who graduated from college or has a college degree. I think Webster Dictionary, he didn't have one of those in his house, or English was not his major, one of those two things. But with that said, look for Joe Biden to be more relaxed, Joe Biden to be more forward in his answers. You want to see Donald Trump there? Oh, well, Joe, are you not sleeping now? Oh, I wouldn't be surprised. Oh, you finally came out of your basement? So some of those snide remarks, I wouldn't be surprised if Donald Trump does one of those things. But it's going to be an interesting debate. I remember Ronald Reagan. I remember Clinton, George Bush, the Bush brothers. I remember all of them, and they both basically all the same thing, But I would like to see what he has to say, Biden, and what. Not I don't even want to hear what Donald Trump has to say, because it's gonna be gibberish, basically all gibberish. Yesterday, I had this thing on my TikTok that a guy said, "Oh, finally." Because there was a report that Donald Trump paid for something about Ivanka's taxes, something like that. And the guy said, well, finally Donald Trump gets to fuck his daughter, excuse my language, like he wanted to. And that stems back to when Donald Trump gave an interview one time and his daughter was there. And they asked, hey, Ivanka, what you and your dad have in common? And she said, business. And he said, oh, I thought you were going to say sex. And if I could date my daughter, I would, something like that. And I know he did say sex, and he said, if she was my daughter, I would date her. And that was sick. And then I spoke to a Trumper yesterday, And he said, I don't find nothing wrong with that. If if I wasn't, I have two beautiful daughters. I think they're hot. And if I wasn't their father, I would date them. Ugh. Just to think that though. I would never say to people, yeah, my daughter's beautiful. And she was my daughter. I'll definitely date her. No, I don't see my daughter that way. I don't think 99.9 of fathers see their daughters that way. I don't know if you're a sicko. I'm not saying that he's a sicko. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying, So to actually say, if my daughters were my daughter, my daughters are beautiful, cool. My daughters are hot. My daughter, I wouldn't go as far as I date them. No, my daughters are beautiful. I will never date my daughter. I wouldn't even act like that person. Like, what kind of question is that? It's stupid. That's my daughter. I don't think anything beyond that. It's a dumb question. But anyway, that's how far people have gone. And Donald, and not to knock Donald Trump off in this aspect. People say that he didn't pay federal taxes. A lot of people don't pay. A lot of rich people, you'd be surprised, don't pay the federal taxes. Bezos don't pay federal taxes. JetBlue last year didn't pay. Not the year before didn't pay federal taxes. Google, what companies didn't pay federal taxes 2019, 2018, 2017, and you're going to be surprised at the many companies that didn't file for federal income tax. So if you had all those millions and you found a loophole in the IRS, and it's not Trump's fault. It is now because those loopholes are still there. But when he was a civilian, it was not his fault. He took advantage of those loopholes. There were loopholes. He took advantage. If you were a millionaire and you had a chance not to pay federal taxes, you probably do the same thing. You're not breaking the law. You're not doing anything illegal. These are just loopholes that they put in place that they haven't fixed. So he took advantage of that. Anyone would. So that aspect, that to me doesn't bother me. What bothers me is that he says, he says these countries, Kuwait and blah 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 blah, haven't paid us money because we protect them, haven't given them. Now they're going to give us back money. He's talking about all these countries not paying us, but yet he's using this loophole not to pay the United States, right? Then he doesn't forgive student loans. But yet he's the one, but he's using the loopholes to beat the system, right? Think about that. That's hypocrisy in itself. So in that aspect, I say, you know what? That's wrong because you're saying one thing, you're doing another, and then to say that you're a successful businessman and you're in debt. I can tell you from experience, I worked in a Trump hotel in Puerto Rico, and I seen this man take one resort and just dump it. He did some villas in Puerto Rico in what's called Cocoa Beach. And in Cocoa Beach, he did some villas that they're there today. Cocoa Beach is there today. It's a beautiful hotel, a gorgeous hotel. It's a resort. He did some villas, and he was so stupid that instead of having that land surveyed and make sure that the land is nothing's wrong with the land, they built everything. And when they did the inauguration, and when they went to move in, they found that before the people moved in, they found out that those apartments, those villas were sinking. So they're inhabitable. So he left that resort with $8 million in debt. He went bankrupt on that resort right there. And you can Google it up. He went bankrupt on that resort. And the people of Puerto Rico ended up paying $20 million because of him. So I know how Donald Trump works. Same thing he did in the casinos in New Jersey. He tried to remove a lady out. I mean, it's horrendous. He tried to buy out La Perla in Puerto Rico. If you guys know anything about Puerto Rico, La Perla, he tried to give people pennies to the dollar. He tried to give people $10,000 for a house that's right there on the beach. It's worth $1,000. Come on, what person doesn't want a house on the beach? So he's a shiesty man. But it's gonna be interesting how Biden comes at him. So we're gonna see. So stay tuned for the presidential debate. Make sure you hit that share, like button, and share the video with other people. And don't forget, guys, my giveaways is on and stuff like that. So it's a free giveaway for the Cold War, Modern Warfare Cold War, which comes out November 13th. And on November 13th, I would announce the winner. So all you gotta do is just subscribe to my channel. Put subscribe and put down PS4 or PS5 and put down digital or regular, because I don't know which one you want. All right, so when it comes down to November 13th and I announce the winner, stay tuned, all right, guys?